Kia ora, and thanks so much for tuning into episode 75 of Access Granted, our weekly Kiwi tech and media podcast. I'm Raj, my background's in film design, media and making things happen.
And I'm Mike, and my background is explaining stuff, connecting people and getting things done. And you're here because you're a Kiwi that either works in or has a great passion for tech or media in New Zealand.
Before we check in with the interview this week, Mike had a chance to catch up with Anna Gunther from pledgeme.co.nz to see what's cracking over there at the moment.
So here we are in an extended Biz Dojo. You might hear a little giggling from myself and Anna from PledgeMe, CEO of PledgeMe, because we're in, I wouldn't like to say Anna's meeting room, but we are in a very strange wee thing. A pod.
An enclosed pod
Yes.
that is only meant for one person, but I may have punked Mike, and now the two of us are in my, what I like to refer to as my meeting womb.
So here we are in Anna's meeting room. And Anna is going to just take us through some of the cool things coming up in PledgeMe.
Yeah.
And a bit of a, how was it for the year? Because this will be your last 2015 catch-up.
Last catch-up for the year,
Yeah.
definitely.
So
So,
whilst I sit and perspire in the corner in your meeting room, you crack into it.
well, I thought it would be really important to talk about something that, you know, is becoming quite topical at the moment, especially going into summer, and that is craft beer.
Oh, yes.
So we have a few campaigns current and upcoming that are interesting. One of my favorites is the one running right now, which is for the New Zealand Home Brewers Conference that they're running in March down in Nelson. They've already raised their minimum goal of $10,000 to sort of green light the conference happening. They wanted to sell 100 tickets, but it's going for the next 2 weeks, and it is really great because they're getting a lot of international people over, as well as just trying to sort of build the homebrewing community a bit more in New Zealand, which is already quite big, but it's just a chance for everyone to get
So
together.
it's homebrewing, not sort of businesses, if you like.
Yeah.
So it's me doing it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
very cool.
So they're democratizing beer, and it's going really well. And then another company that we've got getting ready to launch an equity campaign next week, which will be this week when this podcast
So this goes out on
live.
Tuesday, and they'll be going
live on the Wednesday.
Oh, perfect.
So it's Crafters & Co. They are launching a campaign to raise some money to grow their business. But I think you could probably tell a little bit more about their business since we made you do a pitch kitchen with them last
That's
week.
right. So they're not just a brewery and a bar, but their big thing is their whole distribution centre they've got here in Wellington, and they want to grow that so that they are, I suppose, supporting the whole craft beer industry and helping that grow, and therefore they grow, and of course they want to go international.
Yep.
So it's very exciting. It's very cool.
Yeah.
And I look forward to seeing the video, actually.
It's a cool crew, lots of beards.
Of course.
Lots of beards, and they had a drone fly through their distribution center.
Wow.
Which was hilarious.
And it's not just craft beer as well. It's craft spirits, craft wine, craft...
They've got juices and other
Yeah.
products. Yeah. So lots of local, which is awesome. And then I guess just a bit of a recap of the year. It's just been such a big year for us. I mean, moving into the equity crowdfunding space has been so inspiring. So many cool companies coming through and raising money from their crowds and doing great things. You know, the year started off with Yeasty Boys, again, another beer company, raising $500,000 in half an hour, and that was such an amazing moment, mainly because Stu and Sam are so awesome, and they had this crowd around them that really wanted to get on board. Mike is perspiring in here. The womb is too close. But then, you know, we've had so many female founders get funded, which is really exciting for me. Half of the campaigns funded through Pledge Me are by female founders.
Oh, really?
Which is, it sounds like it should just be the way things are, but only 7% of VC funding in the States goes to female founders, so it's really exciting.
Awesome.
We've had everything from vegan cheese crowdfund through to, which was Angel Food, through to Solid Hair Care Bars, which was Sorbet, a company down from Christchurch. Brienne runs it, and I heard a really great story from her, which I just want to share, where she was saying that, you know, she ran her campaign, and 3 of the shareholders that came in are chemists, and she was having trouble doubling the size of her batching, and she couldn't figure it out, and she was working on it for 6 months, and then one of the chemists came in and fixed it in half an hour, or something like that. And that's just great because it shows that shareholders are bringing so much more than just cash when they come into these companies.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're ending the year on a high. There have been, I think, 13 successful campaigns on the equity side so far.
Awesome.
And it's just growing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anna. We will see you in 2016.
Yep.
With more Pledge Me tech, media, anything-y related campaigns.
But maybe not in the meeting room.
Not in this meeting room. Thank you, Anna.
This week we catch up with Kendal Flutey from Banqer. Banqer is an online banking system for the classroom. It is a mock online banking system where kids learn about many aspects of financial literacy. Kendal came from an accounting background and saw a need and jumped into development of Banqer straight away.
She did.
Enjoy.
She got out pretty quick, didn't she?
Yeah. So here we are back at Studio One. I've just started the podcast, by the way, Mike.
Oh, I see. You just started talking, don't you?
Yes, because there's a quiet lull in the whole demolition going on outside.
Should we explain before we introduce who we're with?
Yes.
Why this might seem a little bitty, edited?
The situation? Yeah.
The situation.
The situation is, as it is at the moment, is that there's massive, I haven't looked at it, but it's massive sounding demolition and roadworks going on in the back.
Inside, Goldings. Lots of construction
So we
work.
might hear the odd thing now and again.
Big men with big machines.
Yeah, and let them do what they do. So I might just chop and change a few things, or, if someone says something cool, I might get them to say it again.
Yeah.
You might hear a repetitive name. But
It won't be me, don't worry.
Yeah. I know how to edit now, so it's all good.
Cool. So, before we crack into it,
Right home.
so here we are, yes, at the... Not noisy, quick!
Wow. Go now.
With Kendal Flutey from Banqer,
With a Q.
with a Q.
And no you.
And no you.
Okay, there's no U in Banqer.
There's no you in Banqer.
There's got to be a joke in there somewhere. I don't know what it is, but it feels like it's crying out for
By
a
the end
joke.
of this,
That's
we'll
funny.
have it.
Yes, exactly. So, Kendal, we always start with one particular question. What makes you happy?
What makes me happy? Oh, so many things. I think the freedom to do what I love makes me really happy. To be able to pursue whatever I want when I wake up in the morning. And for the last year, it's been one thing most of the time, which has been great.
Wow. So how do you know when it's... You get up in the morning and go, I'm so happy about it?
I'm not
What
that
is
much
it?
of a freak. At the moment,
We're quite unusual to be, actually.
Sure.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm working on Banqer, which is a financial education app for kids. We've launched, we're live in schools, and so it's really rewarding getting to hear the stories of kids using it, seeing it making a difference, knowing that what I do actually has an impact.
It's really good. So you're tapping into financial literacy for kids.
Exactly, yeah, bringing it into schools.
People are asking for that all the time,
Well, they are, and it's strange because there are a few offerings out there, but nothing's really standardised it in a really authentic way, I feel, and that's what we try and do.
Authentic, go on then. What
How
does
does
that
that
mean?
yeah.
What does that mean? That
what
sounds
does that
designery
mean?
to me.
It does.
Gizmo stuff.
Well, I think we have no hidden agenda. We just want kids to be financially educated, financially literate, and we deliver that in the best way we can, and that's through a mock online banking system.
So why? Where does that come from? Why do you do
Great
this?
question, yeah.
Why do you do this?
It wasn't even on my radar a year and a half ago.
Oh.
I used to be an accountant, so I'm into numbers, figures, business. And then I switched to the dev side and became a Ruby on Rails developer at AbleTech.
That's what I've said.
Before you jump on,
Yeah.
what, like from Friday you were an accountant, and on a Monday you went,
Exactly.
I'll be a developer today.
No, there was 9 weeks in between where I went and spent some time with the Dev Academy
Yep.
crew, so in Spiral Dev Academy. They taught me everything. But basically,
But what made you go there? Why? What?
accounting wasn't doing it for me.
Oh, okay.
I guess I had
Surprising.
Ben, don't listen.
I still have lots of accounting friends. They're fantastic. It just wasn't a right fit for me.
Yeah.
I think any corporate environment wasn't going to work for me. Too confined.
Yeah.
I was pushing the boundaries, and they probably felt the same way, to be honest. So we parted ways. Still on good terms, of course.
Yes.
And I went on to pursue developing.
So university accounting? You did,
Yep, so I did
all
accounting,
the
economics.
Totally.
Totally.
Got there.
Yep,
How long were you in accounting for?
So the degree, 4 years, and probably after 3 weeks I felt, probably not right, but I stuck it in. I stuck it in for at least
really?
8 months.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, she gave it a go.
I did. I gave it a
you go.
good nudge.
Yeah.
I balanced a few balance sheets in my time, guys.
Done it.
Yeah.
That's
What
enough
t-shirt
then,
I do
right?
not
You walk
need
away.
to do anymore.
That's truthful. No, like I say, it was the whole package.
Yeah.
Not just the work. The work was okay. It was good. But the whole environment, everything, it's non-comparable to what I do now.
And then, of course, you're going, I don't want to be this.
Yeah.
And then there's the world of possibilities of what you could have.
That's pretty frightening in itself. I think I didn't want to feel like I was just, throwing shit at a wall, right? Hoping something would stick. So I went back to, what are my passions? business. I know that, and I guess I thought that accounting meant business, and perhaps I was wrong. So what is my other passion? And technology was definitely a standout there. So the next thing off the block was development.
And you went, right, I'm going to go and do that.
Yeah,
To the academy.
I was so lucky because I decided I didn't want to go back to university. 4 years was enough for me, so I needed a quick fix. And
Academy supplying the happy pills.
these boot camps I'd seen popping up, and I'd seen them in the States, and I'd actually applied to one in the States, and then it just so turned out that Dev Academy was running their first cohort. So I was the first lot through, otherwise I would have been probably on a plane to the States.
All right. Luckily, we
Awesome.
Yeah, the timing was impeccable.
That's brilliant. And found your passion?
Yeah, oh,
You just
absolutely.
went, I'm so on to
Well, I just love the idea that I can create something from nothing. As soon as I spun up my first Rails app, it was magic. And I would have made like at least 10, within that weekend.
Yeah.
They were all rubbish, don't get me wrong, and incomplete, but I just loved the fact that I could have a thought and have an idea and I could craft it into reality.
Is it a creative thing for you?
Yeah, so creative. I like the technical challenge as well. I like the problem-solving aspect, but I really like seeing something come to life before my eyes and being able to determine what it is.
Yeah. And did you have any tech background at all in?
Not really.
Grew up with it, or your
my
father was there?
Yeah.
Or?
So my stepdad, he's classic tinkerer. He had. I remember we had the first computer in our home when I was super young, or like 5 or something. So that was like 1995, so it was nothing special, but
But such a long time ago, 1990.
Isn't it? But I mean, I was really fortunate because a lot of my friends didn't have that experience. Their first foray with a computer was, at school or at high school. So by the time I got to high school, I was the one helping out friends with tech problems. I wasn't exactly building amazing websites or anything, but I was playing around. I was hacking a little bit on our school system, getting into files I shouldn't have.
Nice.
We'll come back to that. That's all right.
Yeah, sure. We'll park that one for now.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'll be off the record.
Yeah, so I mean, I played around, but by no means was I tech savvy.
And was there an opportunity then to go, right, I'm going to go and do tech? Or was that just, it wasn't a thing for you? Because you went then accounting, so...
Yeah, well that's the thing. I guess none of my friends were doing it. I had pretty traditional upbringing, I guess.
Yep.
I had narrow confines of what success looked like. It looked like doctor, lawyer, accountant.
Yes.
So my mindset was pretty narrow at that time, and I didn't even think of it as an option, really. Which, I'm glad that I can look back and say I was wrong, and I hope that other people expand their thought of what success is.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
Oh, I suspect it's probably similar still nowadays.
Yeah. Oh, I think the world's changing. You can't ignore it anymore. I think back in my day.
What, 1990?
Exactly. In the 90s. Yeah. Tech wasn't encapsulating us like it is now. You'd be ignorant to ignore it as an option now.
Yeah, I was talking to some high school kids about that, and they actually learned the stuff that I wanted to learn then, back way before 1995. The stuff that they learn now is amazing, the stuff you wanted to learn. At school? But you had to go to Polytech or uni to learn that stuff in my day. But now they can do it in high school, man. It's amazing.
It's fantastic.
Straight into it. So things are changing. So.
I still think
there's still stigma around what the face of technology looks like.
Exactly what I was going to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. But a lot of people are trying to correct that misnomer as well. Like when I worked at Able Tech, we went into Wellington Girls High and talked to them. They were doing Python, coded a little bit with them, and essentially said, this is what a developer looks like. Yeah. Not what some of the...
Well, no.
I don't know, man. There's a billion of us over there.
White males.
This is what it looks like, and our office is fun, and we drink craft beer, and we laugh, and we play Xbox, and it's awesome.
In that order
every day, starting at 8 a.m.
Then they work from about 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sounds good.
So it's just breaking down some of those barriers and those misconceptions.
That's cool.
By just doing it.
Yeah. Because how else will they know?
No, exactly. No, I agree. So then you went through the course.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like when you, on that Friday, you went, I'm not doing this? Did you go, I'm not doing this, accounting, but I'm going to do that? Had you discovered that before?
No, I left before. I left this before I had that.
Wow.
So it was a pretty scary leap, and I had to at my old firm. Like before you send emails, even internally, often you had to get them cleared by a manager, and I guess this is the tight confines that I was just like imploding within. And my resignation email to the whole firm announcing it, I had to get it cleared with my manager, and I found that to be a little far-fetched, but I towed the line. And I had about a sentence to say. It was like, you guys are great and I'm going to miss you, that kind of thing, because there was nothing I couldn't say. I'm going on to be a teacher, I'm going on to be a policeman. And my manager came back and said, this is good, how about you let everyone know what you're going on to do? And I said, well, what do you want me to say? Like, this is hard enough for me, you know?
I'm moving on from the heights of accounting.
Exactly, yeah. So no, I didn't know what I was going on to, but I knew that there was something where I'd fit a lot better and could offer a bit more.
A time between that and this?
Yeah, so there was a few months, about 4 months.
Wow.
So it was a bit of soul searching.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
That's so brave.
It would have been dumb to stay. I've been wasting everyone's time, absolutely everyone's.
I hear you. I mean, people, have you ever been to most of the ministries of somethings and seen the people behind their little pods?
Well, I mean...
as they come in from tower every day with their glazed look across their eyes?
Some people love it. Some people don't face reality, I guess, is the thing, right?
Yeah.
And if you can... I just felt I was getting a bit numb to it, and I could have...
So early.
Had I stayed on...
She picked it up so early.
Yeah.
Everyone else goes, 20 years or whatever.
Oh,
actually, this isn't for me now. I'm going to go to my startup.
Yeah.
Like this. You're thinking straight away, I'm out there.
But you can see the future in front of you on the floor in your office, right? You can see assistant manager, manager, partner. What does my path look like?
Oh, yes.
Is anyone smiling any more than I am? I don't know.
It's a good way to put it.
Great questions.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I wonder how many people have listened to this going,
I'm one of those chains.
I'm in
those chains, yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, well,
whoops.
No, that's, I think it was...
47, 48 I am. It wasn't that long ago before I went,
But you have to come to that point of realisation yourself. I can't preach to anyone because who am I to say what's the right fit for them? All I can say is, given my situation, it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just allowing yourself, like calming down, allowing yourself the time to reflect is this the right thing for me? And I was fortunate not everyone's in the situation to be able to take potentially 4 months off and find themselves.
Yeah.
Some people have mortgages, kids, the whole shebang, and it's not that easy.
I can sell the kids. That's fine.
You've got to keep the house with the kids.
And then, so you finished Dev Academy, first tranche. What was that like going through? Because I imagine
it was so intense.
they were learning. I know they were learning as they were going as well.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting. Because they're very honest about that. I know.
They were very transparent about
here
that.
you go.
No, it was. They never oversold. They told us what was happening, and we were on board with that from day one. And it was definitely a big journey for everyone, them included. But it was just the most intense experience of my life.
Wow.
I was working harder than I'd ever worked before, and every day felt new and every day felt unnerving. There was no consolidation of knowledge. It was just compounding new information on new information, and you just felt like this foundation you're building, it's got to be a bit shit. There was no reinforcing, no reading over my notes, or no practicing that just to make sure I've got it. You probably got it.
Here's a new one. Here's a new one.
Exactly.
Here's a new one.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing.
How long is that for? It's 3 months, right?
It's 9 weeks.
9 weeks.
9 weeks, but you do prep time of like 12 weeks or something.
So 9 weeks to just go.
Yeah, for sure.
Far out.
Yeah, and I think something that I really benefited from with Jiber Academy was the emotional intelligence side of things. So something I wasn't expecting going into it, despite the fact they'd told me several times in emails this thing was happening. I guess I didn't take it seriously, but I'm so glad I got to experience
What
that.
do you mean by that? Yeah.
So it was kind of based on a book called Search Inside Yourself, which was written by, I think, a Google guy, of course. And it's all about Is
this the HR guy?
Uh,
He was part of, people or whatever they call it.
oh, perhaps. Check it out.
Yeah.
Search Inside Yourself.
Okay.
He's got some YouTube clips as well that are pretty awesome. It's all about questioning the way you think, and I guess what I talked about earlier about expanding your mindset, internal reflection, and being more thoughtful, I think, about how you see the world and how you treat one another. It's really nice that they emphasise that, and I think it's something that's evident in the tech industry as well, that people are a little bit more thoughtful. We're peering with one another, we're in each other's faces, there's a lot of collaboration. So to thrive, you've got to be, I would say.
That emotional part of it, that's something that I'm probably asking the wrong person. So they did the logical, that the coding, and this is how you push the buttons and make the machines do what you want them to do. And then there's the other side, which is this is how you as a dev or a tech person, this is how we would hope that you would be in the world. Yeah,
I guess it's not explicitly projecting expectations on you, but it's just saying, introducing your concepts and letting you explore them. Some people didn't take to it right. Some people are going to be like, bullshit. And that's fine. And maybe over time they might reflect back and draw different conclusions. But it's just opening your mind up to a different way of thinking. And I think it's fantastic they offer it. It was called Engineering Empathy. So it is all about being empathetic and being able to work with a whole broad spectrum of people effectively. Really cool.
They should roll that out to as many people as possible.
Yeah, totally.
Empathy as a service.
Empathy learning as a service, I think. Empathy as a service. I'm about to go and deal with somebody I don't like. Right, could you go in before me?
Send them the app code and you're done. Magic.
And then Able Tech?
Yeah, then Able Tech.
Is there a internship type thing, or is it no, you do the course and then...
Do the course, you have a week to prep your CV and get interview ready, and then you send your emails to basically cold calling or some warm intros through Dev Academy staff to the local tech firms, ones that take your interest, and go from there.
Cool.
Are you still there?
No, I'm Banqer full time now.
Yeah.
Okay, so your
Sad day.
photo's still there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I live on.
That's right. They don't know you've left, I don't think.
That's right.
They think, she's working from home.
She was probably in between 4 and 5. Got a craft beer and ran
4
off.
and 5 is the productive time anyway.
Yeah.
Excellent. You go check your bank account going, that's where it's all coming from.
Fantastic.
I wonder where it was. Thank you. So back to Kendal in a minute, just before we pimp out our up-and-coming PARTAY. Yep, we're having a party, you all know about it. We're co-hosting it, a Christmas party alongside the fine folks from Hack Miramar, the community over at Geekzone, and the NZ Tech podcast with Paul Swain.
Nice.
It's going to be an amazing evening, actually, on Friday the 4th of December. It's going to be live music, beer. Well, you have to buy your own beers.
Yeah.
Ooh, are you working on the beers?
I'm working on it, but I don't know.
Yeah. At the moment, you have to buy your own beers. Prizes, and Mauricio from Geekzone has got at least 5 or 6 amazing gadgets and prizes and phones and whatever so that's going to be awesome. And it's only open for 100 people at the moment. So get over to our blog, Jiber Jaber, off the accessgranted.nz website, and look for the Lil Reggie link to get your free ticket. Our contribution is going to be a live podcast recording with 5 of our most popular past show stars. So do let us know the question that you'd like to ask them. And the 5 are... We've got Victoria McLennan, our number 1 first ever
interviewee, yes.
And then she'll be handing over onto Laura Rytel, who works at Creative HQ and Lightning Lab. And then she'll be handing over to Tim Kong from
N4L,
which has just won a number of prizes.
That's right, yeah.
And then he'll be handing over to Ruth McDavid, who is Summer of Tech, CEO of Summer of Tech. And then finally we've got Melissa Clark Reynolds, who will be ending up the live podcast.
She'll wrap it up for us, hopefully, and then probably back to Mike to say, hey, yep, that's the end of that. Thank you very much.
So it's going to be a fascinating, and they're going to ask each other their own questions.
Yeah, that's cool. That saves us a job, doesn't it?
It does a little bit.
Just quietly.
And a massive thanks to all our sponsors, all accounted for, and to Capiche Design for their ongoing support of the podcast. We really, really appreciate it. So go and show them some love. All accounted for. If you're looking for an accountant, we strongly recommend you get in touch with Ben and Capiche Design, and get in touch with Grant Foggo, who's there, and he'll help you with all your design. Thank you so much. More on the event next week, but now back to Kendal and her incredible journey.
Okay, and we're rolling. Boom, mic's secure. What were we going to ask next?
I was going to ask, you went from an accounting community, world, I suppose, into a techie community. Did you know anyone in this new world?
No.
What was day one like when you turned up?
I was...
I'm in tech now.
I'm the tech person. It was super easy. It was so inclusive. I think I got really lucky. Well, actually, that said, a lot of the firms around Wellington are awesome, but AbleTech is the dream landing pad into a tech career, really.
Yeah.
They're great guys. So
I don't know much about them.
Nigel
I know
listens.
the name.
Nigel, the owner, listens to us. So hi, Nigel.
Oh,
Hey, Nigel.
there we go. So,
so
only 1/3 of the people at this table don't know about it.
Okay.
So.
Rail shop do some really cool stuff, both in-house and external for clients, some big clients and some small guys. I was super lucky. I went onto what was called the Rapid Projects team. So it's kind of like an in-house startup team, and we got to work on the internal projects like Address Finder and Watch My Gear, and also bite off some meatier client tasks as well. So
when you say internal, is it for themselves?
Oh, no. So it's, I guess, internal products we offer the world.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yep. So,
as opposed to go to client do their thing.
Yeah, no, we build
stuff.
it, and we have users asking for features, and we build them out. It's pretty cool.
And so many people came to you saying, "Kendal, come and work for us." You don't have to tell me how many. That's fine.
No, by no means. So I guess AbleTech was my introduction to the tech world.
Yeah.
And from there, I soon found that the meetup scene's pretty active in the tech world, so I got along to as many of them as possible, which is great. I mean, everyone's so welcoming. There's like Rails girls, Rails noobs, so many different things you can get involved in. So I never felt like an outsider, even from day one. It's really, really nice.
All the tech you're using is open source?
At AbleTech?
Well, both Dev Academy, AbleTech, onwards.
Oh, mostly.
So are you in the open source community type?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yeah, not exclusively.
Yeah. Okay. I was just wondering if that's because open source generally
the community is
that.
really welcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's just Wellington in general, eh?
I really think it is.
Yeah.
I think our size is something pretty special about being a bit smaller than some of the other tech, hubs in the world.
Yeah.
You can hit up anyone for a meeting or a beer or whatever.
Yeah.
We're pretty fortunate. Everyone's really giving. Like I've never.
That's why you're here, Mike, in Wellington. That's why we're here.
I'd be shocked if.
I do have a theory that that's a bit of a myth and not necessarily true, but
Really?
yeah. But you're
my experiences, I guess.
telling me not.
I guess I've reached out to a few people when I started out in tech, when I was looking for jobs, and even when I was at AbleTech, and everyone just said, yeah, sure, or I'm busy, but next week, and
Okay, well, there you go. My theory could be wrong.
could be.
Shock horror. And in that bombshell. And then, and at some point, of course, Banqer comes along.
Yeah, Banqer comes into the equation pretty soon, actually. I'd only been working at AbleTech for about a month, so just kind of finding...
Not muck around, does she? Just rock and roll the whole time.
Finding my feet in
Go,
code. No, wait.
Nah.
Wait. Exactly right. I'm never going to be able to get a paid job at a business anywhere again, I swear. I've ruined all my chances. A month after starting there, Startup Weekend happened, and that was sort of the birthplace of Banqer.
Yeah.
So then we kept on as a side project for a while, and it's only in the last...
Was that AbleTech was a side project? The other
Don't
one.
mix my words, yeah. Banqer was definitely the side project because, I was still learning a lot, and I mean, even to the day I left AbleTech, I was learning heaps. But then, just recently, within the last couple of months, I've been able to go full-time with Banqer.
Oh, so it is pretty recent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was such a different mental process to go through, thinking about should I leave this job? Because essentially, I had really struggled in my first job out of university as an accountant. You get mentally bogged down, and I was pretty down. I was pretty uninspired and just kind of going through the motions of life. And then I get this job I love with this team that are incredible and doing everything possible to introduce me into technology and help me along the path. So then to say, would it feel like you're throwing that back in their face? You know, it's not an easy thing. And it was a lot harder than the other decision I made a year and a half, 2 years earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is it? Do you ignore them on the street and everyone looks down and as you walk past you hear, that's her?
That's the one.
That's the one that said no and left.
No.
Or is it not?
Yeah, they're great. I think they understand as well. Like they were really supportive of Banqer throughout the whole journey.
That's
So again, I'm just lucky, I think.
I just heard today on the Twitters that you're a limited liability company now.
We are, yeah.
So that happened just recently?
No, so that is a series of blogs that happened a while ago. They took a while to get through the blog machine.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So we incorporated before we went public. So
Right.
earlier this year, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but
And
still
now
pretty
it's a real
exciting.
thing. It's a real job
Totally.
and everything.
Yeah.
And there's a we in that?
There is definitely a we. So there's 4 of us, all hands on deck. That's a lie. 2 all hands on deck and 4 half hands on deck.
Right.
You might just wait.
Good call.
Although it's a good moment then.
It was.
Dun dun dun.
No, I lie.
It's lying.
So 2 full-timers and 2 part-timers. Is that
Yeah.
how it is?
And is this the original team? The startup team that you that went through?
Kind of. So there was actually 7 on the first team. Some of those just dropped off, initially, too busy.
Yeah.
Some dropped off a little later or are still involved in different capacity or advisory roles. Funnily enough, Josh Vile, who was, co-founder of Inspiral and Dev Academy, was on my team at Startup Weekend, but Josh Vile being incredibly busy, he couldn't be going.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, that proves how small Wellington is, really.
Yes.
And we've also got another co-founder, Micah, who was, I guess, the original inspiration for the idea. And he wasn't at the Startup Weekend, but feels only right to bring him on, and he is a massive part of our team.
How can he have had the idea of it and it made it on Startup Weekend, but
Yeah.
he wasn't there?
So it was
Did he
through...
phone it in?
He phoned a friend. So through Micah, I've got a brother that's a lot younger than me, like 12 years. It's probably wrong. Sorry. A couple of years younger than me.
She knows your name, it's fine. You do know it.
You do know
I
that?
do.
Okay, good.
Hi, Geordie. And I was back at my family home, I think on a break from Dev Academy or something. I think we had a wee break, or maybe after Dev Academy. And I was talking to him, and he was like 11 or 12 at the time, don't know. And
He'll know, don't worry about it.
He'll know. And we typically used to just talk about sports, just real superficial chat that you'd have with your little kid brother. And it was great, but this time he just blew my mind. He started talking about all these financial concepts, really complex questions. Well, I think for an 11 or 12-year-old, really complex questions. Like, I've got a company, Kendal. I want to employ someone because we're doing really well. Should they be a contractor or an employee? Like, what's the benefits of each? And I was like,
Wow, where's he getting this from?
stop it. That was my exact question.
Stop it. That's a good line. Stop it.
Yeah, I was like, so football.
Yeah, you should be playing PlayStation or something.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did ask where are you getting this from?
Yeah.
And it was his teacher is Micah, our co-founder. So immediately I was only in Christchurch for the weekend. I hit Micah up and said, let's talk. I think what you're doing is awesome. That was as an ex-accountant, right? I was saying, like, what you're doing is fantastic. But then when I heard his story on the hours a day he was spending managing this, like, manual system, I was like, I'm a developer now, and this should be automated. So, yeah, he was
There
definitely the
you go.
inspiration.
That's
Wow,
fantastic.
that's cool, eh?
That
I think
is
it's
amazing.
nice, the crossroads, I think it shows that it's nice to have a few strings to your bow so you can look at things from different angles and sort of see the problem and hopefully the solution.
So it is an app,
Yeah, web-based app.
web-based app.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
your browser-based.
Yeah.
Rails app.
Of course. Of course.
Could it be anything but?
It's in .NET, yeah.
Gross, no.
They don't do that anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it's been wound up.
Yeah.
It's been open source, actually.
So basically, well,
It's been open source, yeah. So Microsoft's chucking it to the community. No, it is. Anyway. That's the response. Gross.
No, I'm just zero will
That
never
old
employ me
thing.
now.
Wow, yeah.
Trade me,
that's
blown all my chances.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you'd be there for about a week anyway.
I think we're down more like 2 days.
Yeah, that's right. You're chopping it down.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a job.
quite a lot of stuff in 2
I
days.
was-
Yeah, see, I'm finished.
There you go. That was
I fixed
48
Trade Me, see ya.
seconds.
I'm off. You know? Yeah.
And it's software as a service. Paid
Yep,
by, how
so
does it work?
it's subscription-based,
Okay.
paid per student.
Okay.
Yeah, so per student per term, the longer you sign up for, the cheaper it gets.
Buy in
How
bulk.
about that?
Buy in bulk.
Buy in bulk, people. Budget for the year. But essentially it's mock online banking. So kids get their own online bank account, and it's all fake money, but to them it feels pretty real.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And we dive a little deeper too. It's not just, you don't just have money, you can't just spend it and save it. You can earn interest, you have to pay tax, you can buy property, you can buy insurance on that property.
What age group does it target? The minimum age group?
Our core users are sort of 10, 11, 12, like my brother's
Okay.
age.
Right.
I wasn't sure what age he was, so I said we're going to work from 10 to 12.
Yeah.
We got him somewhere in that net.
Yeah,
you
he
know?
was somewhere
Yeah.
about there and it was working. So, but we've got kids as young as 6 using it on a transactional basis. So just for motivation, some currency.
Yeah.
And we've got high schoolers using it as well pretty successfully.
Is it something that, I mean, we're both parents, and I'm thinking my son is 12, and I'm thinking, oh, this would be so cool. If the school doesn't go for it,
Yeah.
is it something I can go, oh, but I want as a
I
parent?
want the thing.
is
Yeah, we've got parents using it as
So I can
well.
just sign up and-
You can, but I really like the economy feel that comes with having lots of kids interacting with one another.
Yeah.
So some of the cool things that happens is kids start companies. Like the company my brother started was a chair stacking company. So at the end of every day and every morning he stacked up the chairs or brought them down for everyone, and they paid him a bit of cash to do that. So you'll lose that at home, but if you can simulate that yourself as a parent,
You get a bunch of people together, maybe.
Or no, chores,
chores exactly.
pocket money.
Yeah, and
Ooh, that's
if
So how real is it then?
how real is the
As in-
currency?
Or, yeah, all of it.
Transactional real,
Is he,
right?
is
But,
he really stacking the chairs?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
is he really getting money? No.
He's getting a fake currency, but it can be made real by the teacher or the parent. So teachers, can say, all right, $100 Banqer will earn you 20 minutes iPad time or 20 minutes free reading.
Oh, I'm loving
Or
this.
it'll earn you one exercise off of your homework. Or perhaps we'll have a class auction at the end of the year, and you'll all bring in some secondhand goods from home, or maybe I'll buy some things and we'll auction them off using your Banqer currency. One of our teachers, he used to do movies at the end of the term, and now he sells preferential seating tickets to the movie. So front row, it's a few Banqer bucks, but sitting at the back, it's maybe a bit cheaper.
That's cool.
Oh, they are younger kids, aren't they?
Yeah.
That flipped pretty bloody quickly.
Yeah,
It's going
exactly.
to be in the front? No.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
So how are you getting it out there at the moment? You're going through the channels of education places and blah, blah, or
Yeah,
just everyone at once?
Classic startup approach. Everyone at
Everyone
once.
at once.
No.
Yep.
We've been really reliant on something will come from this. We've been pretty lucky with the publicity we got. We won Webstock BNZ Startup Alley earlier this year. So that kicked things off for us really nicely. So a lot of our growth has been organic. But recently I attended ULearn.
You say it as if that's a bad thing. Like,
Well-
oh my God, people want it and they just buy
Gross
it.
again, gross.
What the hell are you doing? No, I want to pimp this out. You don't get this through Twitter, come on.
What do you mean you heard about it from a friend?
Just turns up and wanted it, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you've got to
Customers,
question
eh?
the
What can you do?
sustainability of that, right? Yeah, so Yeah. But apart from that, I attended ULearn, New Zealand's biggest educators conference. A couple of thousand teachers head along. So it was really great to get in front of lots of teachers, have some Banqer teachers or existing Banqer teachers come and talk to me about what's working, what's not.
Yeah.
So you've got teachers in there, in the system.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
It's pretty fun. And this is the cool thing. We got it out super early. It was really ugly. Well, no, sorry. We've got to design it. It wasn't ugly, but when I compare it to what it is now...
Here and now, I resign.
Yeah.
it was by no means ugly, but I just think we've just come leaps and bounds from there. Yeah. So, and we were quite fortunate to get it out so early. We've been able to build with our teachers.
Yeah.
So we know we're building stuff that's going to be wanted because you asked for it. So.
Is it hooking into anything else that people have? Teachers, schools have?
Oh, like other software you're using?
Well, the Googles of the world and the Microsofts of the world, because they have the standard,
No, we're not yet.
Info guys have some sort of education.
And Xero came to mind when you talked about Xero before.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, there's a... I don't know how in my mind I've got this, because it's not real, but it is real and it's great. The more it's real,
the more, yeah.
Feels and
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Room for exploration there for sure.
Yes. Everyone's got great ideas, I'm sure.
Imagine converting your Banqer dollars into real dollars somehow.
Yeah.
Just shoving them into there.
Wow.
The problem is teachers can distribute as many as they want.
It's printing money, isn't it?
That is.
Yeah.
You're going to be Zimbabwe or something in no time.
That can't be.
Banqer money.
Exactly. Cashman, I'm ready.
Germany, 1936. Here we go. Running as fast as you can before it.
Especially if you fill it all up on a terabyte drive and walk down the street with it. Right?
Yeah, true. Yeah. Taking over the world? Is that the idea?
One classroom at a time. Yeah, I think.
Right.
Is there anything else like it out there?
There are actually. It's funny you say as a parent. There are a few parent versions. So there are some apps out there, I believe, that parents can use for, I guess, mimicking or managing chores, and then that translates into real money. Nothing really.
Which is not actually the point, is it, of Banqer?
No, it's exposing them to a myriad of financial concepts, other over and above chores, right?
Yeah.
Earning an income. I would say the majority of kids when they leave school would know that concept, or at least be familiar with it.
Yes.
But are you familiar with risk management or borrowing money, debt management? So we try and introduce those kind of concepts.
Yeah, it's real cool. So early on too. That's when they need to learn it.
They're so receptive as well. They get it at that age. Some teachers say, I don't think my kids will get it. But seeing 7-8-year-olds understanding compounding interest.
Yeah.
Because they can see it coming into their account and getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
That's really cool.
So where to? It feels like it's right at the beginning of something. Do you call yourself a startup?
Definitely.
You do?
Yeah.
On a business?
We're a startup. We're definitely a startup.
Why? Why do you use that phrase?
I like the mentality that startups have. I want to retain that as long as possible, actually. I think there's something about calling yourself a startup that you feel... I don't know if I can even verbalise it. I just like it.
You feel like a bit of a renegade though, eh? Seriously. Taking on the world, yeah. That's right.
I think it is the mentality you have as a co-founder of a startup as opposed to, a director of a business or the equivalent. It's a mentality, a mental space you can be in, and I feel that's where I can best thrive, well, at the moment at least.
So it's got our attention for now, and then later we don't know.
Oh, well, I'm not saying you are talking, but there are people, that's their job. I mean, it's that 10% at the beginning. I'm a 10% at the beginning guy and 10% at the end guy. Okay, give me the bit in the middle. I'm crap at it. I'm just generally crap at it.
Maybe.
Just like starting things and finishing. Got the bit in the middle, eh?
So where can... I normally say, where can people find you? So answer that, and as I think and listen, I'll think of actually what I'm trying to say. There's a bit different this time. So So where can people find you and get in touch with you?
People can find us first and foremost at our website, www.banqer.co. Banqer.
Thank
we
you.
made it really difficult for you to find us. The first hurdle. Or on Twitter.
If you're
So
that
pass
good,
the
you
test.
really want to find us.
Yeah, fair enough.
It is.
Is that something you're going to
That was intentional.
address? Address? See what I did there?
Nicely done,
It's
Mike.
good. It's good. Or on Twitter, Banqer, same spelling, _app. Or on Facebook, of course. Yeah, we're pretty accessible. Or you can email me directly, kendal@banqer.co. I'd love to hear from you.
Are you on Twitter? You are, aren't you?
Yeah, at Kendal Flutey.
Yep. Where can parents...
Parents can find
Sign
us
up,
at the
sign
same
up,
place.
No, it's not that. It's I haven't quite got
Maybe
the question
do
in my
you have
brain.
a trial period too? You can just
Yeah.
jump and have a look, eh?
Yeah, a free
Yeah.
1 month trial, and we'd love for teachers to, teachers and parents, parents to look around and then, get in the ear of your teacher if you think it's worthwhile for your student and potentially their classmates. Or for teachers, just give it a go. It's free. You may even cram everything you want to into that month, and then you can say goodbye. At least you would have had some good financial education in that space. Just give it a go, by all means.
Very nice. Yeah. I'm going to go for play.
Do.
That's great.
I'm
Great
scared
idea.
I might actually sit there and go, I
So
need
hopeless
this
of
so
this.
much. I so need this.
Yeah.
Hear my wife going, you should get a partner. Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Kat.
That's
No
great.
worries, thanks guys.
Banqer is such a great product. Like all best startups, comes from passion from the founder. Of course. Meets the demand and makes a difference. Oh, and even better. All the best to Kendal and her team.
Next week, we have Brenda Wallace. And what can I say about Brenda? She's been a hero of mine for such a long time. And someone that has made had a direct influence on my life. In essence, she's one of the reasons why I do what I do.
Is that right?
Absolutely. And it's a great interview. And like Amber Craig, someone has many irons in many fires.
That's right.
It's a fascinating interview.
Busy lady. Right, so find us on the social networks. Look for the podcast on Twitter at Access Granted NZ, and on Facebook, we're there at Access Granted NZ. Best way to chat to us, of course, is via Twitter. Mike is at
Miramar Mike.
and I'm at NZ Raj. And please rate us on iTunes. Give us a nice rating. Maybe a comment of what else we could do for the show, or anything, any interesting people we want to talk to. Put it in the comments. We don't mind. And thanks for your time, and see you next Tuesday with the Kiwi Tech people sharing their own stories. Ka kite anō.